Well, first two worsts figure out which is worst. And then the other two worsts figure out which is worst. And then the top two worsts fight it out until eventually you get the WORSTEST Worstest. Heard from her, and I guess it's a scar, but at least a scar you can see. This I can't love, I can't hope, don't think I've lived since prom night. Not in any real meaningful way.
Psst.
Yeah.
Aren't we on?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, hey everybody. Hey, thank you so much for coming into the happiest podcast in the entire world. That's Worstest. Do you think they'll buy that?
I think it's passable.
All right, good. Well, hey everybody, welcome. Today, the newest episode is, as you know, because you read the little blurb there on your pod carrier, today is Worst Sexiest Man Alive. And I'm very excited to bring that to you. How about this, before we start off with anything?
Sure, what do you got?
I have things to read. I have things to read for the people. Now, first of all, there's a couple points to be made before we start this whole thing, this endeavor, this undertaking. Let everybody know that we are not stuck to People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive, all right? This can be any magazine, any website that has named a sexiest man alive, hunkiest man alive, anything like that. So nothing that we are bringing, we're not just stuck to People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive. Now, this is a very important thing to say. We, the hosts, are well aware of the popular rebuttal of, who are you to mock them? They're famous. They're better looking than you, and they're rich.
Very viable argument, if I may say so myself.
All incredibly viable arguments. One might make the argument that being rich will get you on the world's sexiest man alive.
Won't hurt.
Have you ever seen the mugshot? The sexy mugshot guy?
Who are you talking about?
So evidently, there's like more than one, but there's like this one, maybe two, that this guy, he was in a mugshot. He did something wrong, and he is absolutely stunning. And someone must have seen this. They put it on the internet, and everyone's like, oh my God, he's gorgeous. What happens?
Not knowing it was a mugshot, I presume.
No, they knew it was a mugshot. But they're like, look at this, sexy. He wasn't a murderer. So I'll give him that. Whatever he did.
I just looked him up. His name is Jeremy Meeks. He looks very interesting. He's a very exotic look.
I remember
to him.
that dude.
Yeah, very exotic look. He almost looks like he's AI generated.
Yeah,
Very much so.
Yeah.
That's a sexy dude.
Can I see his eyes again?
He's now a fashion model.
He's a fashion model,
Yeah.
and that's the thing.
Yeah, he's piercing blue eyes.
So he had his mugshot. They put it in a magazine, and oh, look at this sexy guy. A modeling agency called them up. Hey, are you tired of making meth? Would you like to come and do a little modeling? And he did it. Now he's a very successful. Yeah. There's another guy too.
Okay, his nickname is the Hot Felon. That's a very, very good nickname.
The Hot Felon.
Well, there you go. The point of the matter is, though, he was not on the cover of any of these magazines.
Right.
He might be sexiest mugshot alive,
Exactly.
but you have to be
You
rich
have to
be on the
take
cover.
the mugshot as a demerit. I'm sorry.
See, that's you.
It's got to be a demerit.
There is a dynamic out there. There's a group of people out there that is hot.
I was going to say, I bet he'd win most kissed post office wall poster.
Somebody get called and somehow get themselves into the police station. Please let me look through the warrant.
I think I've seen him. Let me get closer.
I want to see all the photos.
Ma'am, you won't have any spittle left to lick your stamps.
is that so funny?
I don't know.
That's very good. People will be yelling at us that we are not rich, we're not famous. How dare we talk about these people? I say that's why we should talk about those people.
We don't want to tell them about your fame.
Oh boy. And then some. Listen, those Vienna sausages aren't going to eat themselves. Certainly not an entire wheelbarrow full. Anyway, people are going to say that we're not rich, we're not pretty, we're not famous, and they'd be correct. They'd be 100% right. We are not pretty. It is only the pity that our mates have taken upon us that we are not alone and bitter. The average age of us when we lost our virginity is somewhere in our early 30s. And as that may be, our choices of worst sexiest man alive bear no concern on these points. Pretty much. If any of the folks listening are bothered, just take it as it is. If any of the 4 people that we have chosen to be the worst sexiest man alive, if any of you hear this and have become angered, if you've become hurt, we invite you to come onto the show.
They're welcome to use my basement.
Fantastic. The 4 of them can sit in Tim's basement and they can talk about us.
I will have plenty of cheese and Marichal Foch.
Ah, the Marichal Foch. If you folks don't know, it's a delicious Oregonian wine. So good. Mm-hmm. But anyway, and this might be good for the folks, the fancy folks we're about to talk about. If you are bothered and you don't have the time to come to Tim's basement to do one of our podcast episodes on us, I invite you to sit back in your champagne-filled golden hot tubs and relieve the stress of our good-natured ribbing by applying pressure to whichever chakra point is causing you trouble. Try using one of your Oscars or your Emmy statues after chilling it in a wine fridge the size of my house. Mm-hmm. So in other words, world's sexiest man up.
You showed them, John.
I really think I did.
You did.
I think I made it for those who, for the 5s and lowers in the world, I think I have made a strong showing for us.
That's right.
Everybody, strip off your Star Wars t-shirts and wave them high. Anyway.
I so wish I could do a Chewbacca sound right now.
I bet you can. After you finish the wheelbarrow Vienna sausages, you certainly will, my friend.
Yeah, but from where?
All over. Each one of your pores. It'll be like, oh my God, what's the name of the celebration in the Star Wars Christmas?
Oh, Life Day.
Life Day.
Yeah.
It will be, once every single one of your orifice blast out hot Vienna sausage gas, it will sound like the last scene in the Star Wars Christmas special when all the Wookiees are singing their Life Day song. I'm very excited.
Yeah. I always wanted to hear a Wookiee fart.
Wow.
And what better segue into worst sexiest man alive
Than Wookiee farts.
than Wookiee farts?
That'd be a good name for a band.
Oh my God.
Wookiee farts.
If any of you crazy kids, what do you think? Is that a punk
I think it's a
band?
punk band. I think it's a punk
right?
band. Maybe ska, perhaps.
Maybe.
It's more punk.
Maybe. Ska bands always have a play on the ska word.
That's true.
In there.
Yeah.
But, the Scofflaws.
That's right.
Long Island's. A ska band that never got as big as they should have.
No.
I highly recommend the folks out there. I think they're on Spotify. There's a live album, a Scofflaw live album. It's so good. William Shatner, so good. Anyway, let me read to you a little bit about Sexiest Man Alive. People magazine started its annual Sexiest Man Alive franchise in 1985, with the first title holder being Mel Gibson. The feature began after a magazine editor exclaimed that Gibson was the sexiest man alive during a meeting. Anyway, let us go around. We haven't introduced ourselves yet, have we?
We haven't.
No, we haven't, and I'm sure everyone is home figuring out what is he. Who are these people? I love them so much already. I must know who they are. And so let's introduce ourselves and say who we are bringing to this particular competition. I am going to hold mine off I'm not going to say who mine is, but I will say that I am John Dorsick. The pleasure is mine.
And I am Tim Thieck, and I have chosen Richard Gere and Cindy Crawford. They were chosen as a couple.
All right, and I am Pete Cotta over here, and my choice for Sexiest Man Alive is Tom Cruise.
Worst sexiest man.
I'm sorry, did I say Sexiest Man Alive?
How can't you?
I meant the worst Sexiest Man Alive. No offense, Tom.
I can't wait till he comes to Tim's basement.
Jumps on the couch.
Yeah, right. I love you guys.
This is the best time ever. Watch out for Tim's son's Legos. Oh no!
Not
And then he'll
again.
buy us gold Legos. Because
Exactly.
he's half the best guy in the world and half a raving lunatic.
Tom Cruise is welcome to my house any day.
Yeah, I'd like to hang out with Tom
Me
Cruise.
too, just for a couple hours.
I would just bring him pots and pots of coffee, I feel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I would
I
just talk about his movies. He's made phenomenal movies.
Really has.
And probably
Yeah.
the first hour
Well,
would
up
be
to-
good, and then the second hour.
Exactly.
But we'll save that for when Pete goes.
Right. Anyway, and last but certainly not least, he is the Ginger and the Professor and Marianne of today's show.
You may call me Scott Bradshaw, and today I will present Keanu Reeves as the worstest, sexiest man alive.
Wow. There's going to be a lot of pushback. I'm very interested to see what your take is. Because as you know, folks out there in podcast land, it's not worst, sexiest man alive like he's the ugliest. All of these are well thought out, they're well researched, and we all come from different places as to what makes someone the worst or what makes a thing the worstest. So, without further ado, let us dive into another episode of Worstest. Now, with all of that being said, my choice, I will go first. It'll be me and Tim going against each
So
other.
that's the first bout.
So the first bout, ding! The first bout will be me and Tim, and I am
From
bringing...
Long Island, John Dorsick.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna kiss the little Italian peppercorn. This one's for my mother. Bye. So I am bringing, drum roll please. David Schwimmer.
What?
And that's it. That's all I need.
That's it.
David Schwimmer. David Schwimmer was, so we talked about this in an earlier podcast. We tried to do this a couple of years ago. I went back to find where he was voted Sexiest Man Alive. It wasn't People, but it was twice in some other magazine, and I couldn't find it. It is swiped because now Google only tries to sell you shit or give you really sad information about things.
So it's all redacted, stuffed in an X-file somewhere?
Stuck in X-Files, back in the Da Vinci Code's Pope hat. It's somewhere.
But you still believe.
So the question is, did Schwimmer have it scrubbed or some nefarious anti-Schwimmer?
Dude, I have said this for years. Big Schwimmer runs this world. He might be a tall gray. That's for another time. But in researching this, so Playgirl did name David Schwimmer as...
Playgirl.
Playgirl named him as one of the 15 sexiest men alive back in the day. And Glamour magazine, 2024 and 2025, 2 years in a row, he was voted sexiest actor alive. I will now say it again, David Schwimmer.
And this is this year.
24-25.
24-25.
Wow.
David Schwimmer, Glamour magazine.
You know, I go to my favorite stationery store, and I peer through all the racks. I have not seen a Glamour magazine since I can't remember when.
Well,
Since the aughts, perhaps.
I do remember stacks of Glamour magazines in your old apartment back in the day, in the aughts.
Right next to the TV guide.
Delightful.
I'm
Tough
wondering
time
if
for
perhaps it
magazines.
was Grammar magazine that perhaps gave him
It
this.
might have been.
It is a well-known Hollywood, not so deep secret that David Schwimmer does have an incredible ability at knowing all the grammar in the world. He can take a verb, he throws an ing at the end, and he turns it into a noun.
Woo! Gerunds are sexy.
Damn straight. But David Schwimmer isn't. And that is my point. And that's all I've got. David Schwimmer. I do have to give a nice little asterisk. David Schwimmer, from all accounts, is a fantastic human being, excellent father, wonderful husband, and he's a good actor. If you've seen Band of Brothers,
He was fabulous in that.
and his character was despicable and terrible, and not as Schwimmer. He was great. Schwimmer's a good actor. He's a good person. He's just the worst, sexiest man, and that's all I got, because that is all I need.
It's a tough choice for sexiest man alive.
Sexiest man alive.
It's a stretch. I'll give you that. It's a
There's
stretch.
Mugshot Harry over there. That's a good-looking dude. He's alive. So is
is.
Schwimmer. Schwimmer's beating out Mugshot Harry?
Well, to your earlier point, it's not clear that any publication ascribed that title to that Meeks, Mr. Meeks.
Meeks, yes.
Meeks.
Jeremy Meeks.
Side note, do you ever notice that you have to have a really kooky name to be super hot?
Is that true?
Way.
Brad Pitt, George Clooney, those are not sexy names.
Yeah, Mike Smith. There's no Mike Smith who's like really sexy. I mean,
No.
maybe out there, I'm sure somewhere there is, but a famous person named Mike Smith doesn't work.
No, like all sexy, good-looking dudes have kooky names because we have to, like, work hard. We have to. I said we. What the fuck? That no one picked up on that. You're good friends. Thank you very much.
Like the
Maybe
guy,
people find David Schwimmer sexy because he's a good father and a good husband. He played a rather endearing, although I would admit annoying character on Friends. Mm-hmm. Perhaps that's why women find him sexy. Yeah.
I'll just say, and before we move on, that there is the fact that I think in pretty early, maybe 3 seasons in or something, the executives went to David Schwimmer and offered him like a massive pay raise to him alone and not any of the other co-equal friends.
Very true. He was, I guess, the breakout super big star at the time. Well, how's this? He was a man.
That's true.
And he was a bigger star than the other 2 men. The 2 women weren't going to get, or the 3 women weren't going to get as much, because that's how Hollywood fucking works. But Schwimmer was the one, I believe, who said, no, I'm not going to take...
He pushed back on
He
that,
pushed
right?
back and said, either everyone gets $1 million, I'm not taking $1 million. Or whatever it
Yeah.
was. I'm not taking...
That's
Yeah,
exactly
so
right, yeah.
he's... I believe he's the guy who made them give everybody raises.
Yes.
Good for him.
Pay
Yeah.
up.
Schwimmer's a great guy.
Yeah. But is he
Just not sexiest in the world.
Fair point, John.
Alive.
Fair point.
Maybe his generosity and his standing up for people is what makes him sexy. Fantastic. I'm with you. It doesn't make him the sexy. Yes.
Yeah, something tells me Albert Schweitzer wasn't seen as sexy back in the day.
No, he wasn't pulling the tail, as the kids say. Oh, look, is that Alfred Noble? Give me a piece of that.
Do you know he invented dynamite too?
Ooh, he is explosive.
All right, John, I will accept your challenge.
So I give you Schwimmer. Try to beat Schwimmer.
Okay, so my choice for worst sexiest man alive is the couple, Richard Gere and Cindy Crawford, that were chosen in 1992. Clearly, I do not think that they aren't sexy people. Quite obviously, Richard Gere and Cindy Crawford, by any metric, are considered sexy. There's no doubt. Cindy Crawford is an extraordinarily beautiful woman, not only in 1992, to this day. Richard Gere, obviously a very handsome guy. And I gotta say, I really like Richard Gere's movies. I admire him as an actor. I have no problem with Richard Gere. My problem isn't with Richard Gere and Cindy Crawford. My problem is with People magazine who chose them. That's where my beef is going to be. One of my favorite movies with Richard Gere is The Mothman Prophecies. Underrated movie.
Never saw that one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Laura Linney, I believe is.
Yes,
that.
Laura Linney is great in it.
It's
creepy.
So good. It's so creepy.
Yeah.
I remember watching. I was in a hotel somewhere, and he's in a hotel.
Yes,
a lot
he's in the
movie.
motel room.
And I'm watching this, and I'm like, what is, I don't think anything else was on. I'm like, all right, let me watch some Mothman Prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
The film, there's a lot of white noise and stuff in it, and it feels white noise. It feels, it's like a screechy, disturbing film. It's so good.
Unsettling. It's very unsettling in a great way.
I would also have to say that my favorite cryptid is probably Mothman.
Oh, I'm with you on that.
Right?
Without a doubt. I mean, Bigfoot is a league of his own.
The capricious nature of Bigfoot cannot be denied.
A league of their own. Because Bigfoot doesn't really have a gender, John.
You're 100% right.
Here comes Simon.
Oh no, here comes Simon. Oh no. Listen, I'm going to be upstairs making some delicious fig tarts. I'll let Tim finish up his whole Richard Gere, Cindy Crawford thing. I'll be up making fig tarts in the shape of chupacabras. I'll be back.
Thank you, Simon. All right.
You're welcome.
Anyway, so I think Richard Gere is a hell of an actor. I have no problem with him personally. Again, Cindy Crawford, I have no problem with her either. It's the choice I have a problem with. I thought that People magazine just got really cute that year. Richard Gere had already won. I guess they were worried about choosing the same guy twice. And they thought, let's just put this impossibly beautiful couple on the cover. Because in the end, what's it all about? It's about selling magazines. And that's fine. Several years ago, this would have set me off on a rant. What's wrong with people? People are so dumb. They buy all this crap.
You're so jaded, Tim.
I guess. Now I'm a little older. I'm a little more mellow. Look, it's just a silly magazine, right? People want to buy these magazines to feel a little closer to these celebrities that they'll probably never meet. It's fine. I saw what I wrote 4 years
And
ago.
also, you have this awesome power of being on the worstest.
That's true, yes. Now that I'm on the inside.
That's right.
I realize the burden that celebrity puts on people. So it's all good.
Also, celebrity is now where your bread is buttered.
That's right. I embrace it.
You're afraid to bite the hand that feeds.
Exactly. That's how it works. That's how they get you. So I look what I wrote here. I said something. People who love this sort of thing are the same people who believe the characters in their favorite soap opera are real. They never get tired of what I called masturbatory celebrity culture. It's a little harsh.
Well, they should lube up.
Yeah, well, here's what I got really. Was this published enough time after the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue that they thought the losers would need more spank material? All right, so I needed to lighten up a little several years ago. Again, it's just the idea of the choice. Just pick it's a man. Just go with sexiest man alive. I'm a stickler for rules. I'm a rule follower. So if it's sexiest man alive, just pick a guy. And I looked at the whole list. Every other pick, they're just guys. They're men.
This is true.
The only time they went with something different. In Time Magazine, Person of the Year, a long time ago was Man of the Year. I always like it when
Wasn't AI a choice?
Yes. And one year, remember in the 90s, it was you. Because the internet came out.
What a fucking cop-out.
Yeah, exactly. Come on,
Well, because I guess they wanted to not be afraid to pick a bad one like they did in the 30s when they chose Hitler.
Who wasn't the first one ever?
I think you're
He
right.
might have been the first Man of the Year was Hitler.
Was Hitler.
But
let's just do a computer this week.
Yeah. All of you are the Person of the Year.
Except Hitler.
And I want to be clear, I am not defending any particular selection here, but as I recall, part of that Person of the Year designation had to do with their impact.
Yes,
So
I think Time Magazine was clear that we don't think this is a good person. It's simply their impact on the world. So I don't know if...
Still, though, you could have...
Yeah, well,
Mussolini was available. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't know if Vladimir Putin has won it in the last few years, but one could argue he has had a massive impact on the world. However you feel about him.
Ixnay on the Utenpay.
I'm sorry, I failed out of Pig Latin.
He might be listening.
Oh, right.
I mean, we are on Worstest. I mean... I don't care how much I hate this country. Those 4 adorable scamps. I'd love to be in their basement. I love them.
All right, I just want to not formally extend an invite to Vladimir Putin. You are not invited to my basement, Vlad.
It'll be our episode of Worst Capitalist. Worst part of the Crimea.
I pick Henry Ford. Terrible human being.
I think he'd love Henry Ford, right?
Maybe. Who knows? Yeah.
Well, you know,
Hitler did.
Well, because they were all anti-Semites.
Yeah, but I think Hitler also admired him for the mass production.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a big part of it.
And his snazzy hats.
Yes, yeah,
People
those
don't know about that.
bowler hats there. Yeah. Anyway, so that's my spiel. Richard Gere and Cindy Crawford. I just wish People Magazine would just stick to the rules. Just pick Richard Gere again, for crying out loud.
I mean, it is, hey, how do we make some money? Because I wonder who was the person the year before.
Yeah, I'd have to look that up.
And if they didn't sell enough magazines.
Right.
And they're like, all right, only the ladies are buying these magazines. And I'm sure Sexiest Man Alive, I mean, well, it's People Magazine. I don't think a lot of dudes are buying People anyway.
Too many, no.
But it's a way of doubling, or at least, it's definitely a jauntist cash grab.
Tim,
No
you
doubt.
said it was 92?
I think they won it in 1992. Yeah, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
I think it was 93. I'll be honest with you. I had looked it up.
Okay, that could
I was
be.
going to mention it,
I was
but
going
yeah.
to say, how
No, I had looked
was
it
that
up
in your
before.
pile of magazines in your
I
apartment?
remember seeing that in the store at the time. I remember seeing them on there.
Yeah.
So looking it up here, it looks as though... So first of all, 1992 was... The year before was Nick Nolte.
Oh.
Which is interesting. And then they went with Richard Gere and Cindy Crawford.
I wonder if Nick Nolte sold a lot of tickets. I don't see... Especially Nick Nolte then was a big deal.
I think he had just did Prince of Tides.
That's
which was a very
the film.
popular film.
And he was good in it. He was quite good.
Yeah, that's
But
why
is
they picked him.
Is he thought of as a sexiest man alive?
Well,
He was at one point, apparently.
Well, that's what they said. I guarantee that they picked him. I don't think the magazine sold as well as a Mel Gibson or a Richard Gere would sell it. So they're like, we got to double up somehow.
Get
We'll
some
get
A-
Richard Gere, Cindy Crawford, some of the Muppets,
yeah.
Paul
So
Williams.
you're trying to say that Schwimmer won this award, and then they stuffed it because he had such bad numbers that they had to pull it.
Could be.
Well, off the internet.
Yeah, I mean you can't find it.
That's once again, that would say that he is the worst, sexiest man alive. If he
Maybe
can
it was a
cripple,
fake year,
if he can
actually.
cripple an entire industry and make them wipe it out, like the Zabruta film.
Right.
In fact, Schwimmer must be the worst, sexiest man alive. Is all I'm going to say.
You definitely don't want to challenge the People's Magazine industrial complex on these things.
Oh, no.
Hey, oh.
By the way, 1999, Richard Gere won Solo, and he was 50 years old when he won it. That gives guys like us a little, some optimism. and
He
some
is a
hope.
good-looking
Yes.
dude. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, even now.
Yeah.
Even now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so is that the end of your...
That is the end of my spiel. Thank
Beautifully
you.
done.
Well done.
Beautifully done.
Thank you.
Pete and Scott.
All right, Pete.
All right, here we go. It's up to us, Scott. And once again, as ever, two very, very powerful arguments.
Before we begin our deliberations, I have to say that I love these selections, and Tim and John made a comment about this. I love how people are coming at this from so many different angles. It just makes it much more interesting and perhaps more complicated for us to figure out who should move on.
I agree, because they clearly are two different angles. We start with David Schwimmer. And one says to themselves, why? Why would David Schwimmer
That's what I said.
be the sexiest man alive? Good question. Then, on the other hand, you have Richard Gere and Cindy Crawford as sexiest man alive. Was that actually?
They changed the cover, didn't they?
They might have changed the title. I'd have to look it up again.
That really is a.
It's almost like it's an invalid choice.
It's a
It says the sexiest couple alive.
For 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah, 1 year. Yeah. So that might invalidate my choice because technically it was not the sexiest man
but
alive.
you can't just change the category for 1 year.
Well, thank you. That's what my
No,
argument.
I'll give you that. I'm not even gonna be like, no. Like they invented it, and then suddenly they disinvent it.
Right.
It's like one day,
but then
hey,
they reinvented it.
and then they reinvented it next year. It's like, well, it's like Crystal Pepsi. Mm-hmm. Here's Pepsi. Oh, here's Crystal Pepsi. Oh, here's Pepsi again. Or New Coke. Or spinach Oreos.
Ooh,
They
those
didn't
were
actually
delightful,
do that,
weren't
did they?
Yeah, you like that?
Are they still
Did
around?
they do that?
No, I'm joking. I was just saying. You know what? I'm sure they did in some markets. Who the fuck knows?
So we're dealing with a lovely person
Right. By all accounts.
who, when you think about some of the faces that have graced the magazine's covers, and it wasn't just people, but other types of magazines, not conventionally sexy. And then we have a selection which doesn't exactly fit the definition. So which is the worstest example?
I'm gonna throw this out there. I'm kind of making the point for Tim. So you said it doesn't fit the definition,
Yeah, like the criteria.
the
for it.
criterion, but it was a criteria that was literally set up by People Magazine. So they're literally, hey, here's a thing. Oh, we're gonna make it not a thing. No, wait, next year we'll make it a thing.
That probably went on in their meeting.
Let's
We
look
wanna
at the
do
numbers
this.
the next year and why.
Yeah, and they probably
Why
thought
they-
it's our contest. Who gives a crap? We'll do what we want. I mean, who can blame them?
It is the new Coke of magazine covers.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Deere
think
and
so.
Crawford sold pretty well, but let's go back to the men this time. Yep. It's
So were you leaning in a particular
I don't
particular
know.
direction?
you know,
The weirdness of the couple. It's I'm
The
feeling
weirdness of both.
yeah,
kind of feeling the gravitational pull of that one a little bit.
you are.
I am. How are you feeling about it?
My brain doesn't do well with the ironic, categorical disaster that is the best, the sexiest couple alive. And so I
So
actually
you're
am
looking to
drawn-
stay true to the definition.
I'm drawn to David Schwimmer because I just see it more clearly. He's just Schwimmer.
You know,
So-
my initial gut makes me want to say, I feel like you're swimming upstream a little bit on this one.
It might be.
Oh, delightful.
Very good, Scott. Very good.
But he's not the most attractive person who's graced the cover. And he did fit the definition. That's your main thrust here.
I guess so. I mean, I could easily be swayed. And it's not even that he's not the most... It's not... We can't even insinuate that he's ugly. He's just...
I didn't say that.
No, you're not. But I'm just saying, he gets a meh
He gets a
for
meh.
me. Schwimmer it is.
It's a deal. Quite a grip on that young man.
Good job. Very
Wow.
good.
Wow.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, so we have the first half of this competition, or the first third, I guess, of this competition. We're going to hear some beautiful music. We're going to have some sponsors someday. And we'll be right back after that beautiful music plays. And that's about it. 3, 2, 1. We're out of here. So here we are. So we have two more to hear from. We have Pete with Tom Cruise and Scott with Keanu Reeves. I'm very excited about this one. So without further ado, let us dive into the second third of Worstest. Pete, take us on Tom Cruise.
I will do it.
Bring it.
You can
I
punch
will
me
do
right
it.
now for saying that.
Tom Cruise, the worstest, sexiest man alive. I will just start off by saying this disclaimer. No offense, Tom, but I find you very unappealing. And I can't stand listening to his YouTube videos, so I really did not enjoy this research, to be honest with you. So,
It's going to be very uncomfortable when he's down in the basement for 3
know.
weeks. doing
well,
the
you know,
episode with
we'll
us.
chat about it, and I'll still not like him. But okay, so starting with the lighter and weirder stuff, let's see what we have here. In 2008, a video produced by the Church of Scientology was leaked to the internet showing crews promoting Scientology. He said, quote, "When you drive past an accident, it's not like anyone else. If you drive past, you know you have to do something about it because you know you're the only one that can really help." Tom Cruise. "We are the authorities on getting people off drugs. We are the authorities on the mind. We are the authorities on improving conditions. By using Criminon," which is the Church of Scientology's moniker for rehabilitating criminals via Hubbard's teachings, "we can rehabilitate criminals."
I had a very tasty Criminon bun for breakfast this morning.
So a couple of fun things that Lee Remini, who is a former Scientologist, has
I
revealed.
like her.
She's a good person. She did a series on the horrors of Scientology, basically. So let's see. Fun facts about the time when Tom Cruise freaked out over cookie dough. That's right, cookie dough. The Mission Impossible star once wanted to make cookies, which allegedly led to a meltdown when he couldn't find the cookie dough. His assistants, terrified of offending Tom, milled around but failed to point out the cookie dough lying on the counter in front of him. Tom seems like a child who has never been told no, Leah writes, adding that Tom yelled at his assistants and then proceeded to demonstrate the positions occupied in the Scientology hierarchy. Leah writes, "Tom raised his hand above his head. 'L. Ron Hubbard is here,' he said, then lowered his hand to his chin and said, 'David and I are here.'"
Oh,
David
Miscavige, right?
Miscavige,
Yeah.
who is the leader,
And then right below is the cookie dough.
and the cookie dough, and
And the
then
Cookie Monster.
and then at the waist, "You are here."
Ooh.
So there you have it, which actually is kind of the
Yeah.
the
Close to the,
gonads.
genital area.
So is he
Gonads.
trying to insinuate something? Right around my waist is where you are.
that's right.
Oh, it seems my towel fell off. John Travolta, get over here. Someone needs a waxing. Yum, yum, yum.
Quick notation, we are not insinuating anything.
Yes, no insinuation.
They love you, Tom. Scientology, a little primer on Scientology. First of all, defrauds followers of their life savings. You know, big deal, right? Costs upwards of $250,000 to get to the highest levels, after which the secret person who has been waiting years to find out is divulged to be like that, like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, you've always had what you needed within you, right?
Except not with $250,000.
Wow.
You have everything you always needed, except for a house.
Some people need that kind of money, but you know.
I do like your tent, though.
They demand that people who leave the Church of Scientology and speak out against it have their lives destroyed. Yes. There is a written doctrine that requires that the Church of Scientology finds the things that are important to these people and destroy them.
It sounds reasonable.
Of course.
Same thing happens with Mary Kay Cosmetics.
That's true, exactly. You see,
Give me that pink car back.
it happens all over the place. Demands that families are broken apart if one family member chooses to leave the Church of Scientology. So families are broken apart, and we'll never talk to you again. P.S. And you'll never talk to us. Members are not permitted to read or watch the news. Producers hate websites where children call out the parents who have left the Church of Scientology as horrible people. David Miscavige rewrites the rules periodically so that members have to retake levels that they have already cleared.
I was going to say, I'm sure there's not extra payments associated with that now, is there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's payments for everything. You kidding?
That sounds like a scheme.
I can't believe it. wait a minute, I gotta rewrite this.
My infinity pool doesn't actually go on forever. I need to extend it.
My good God. And I just have to mention, they have this thing called the e-meter, which is a device used by auditors to examine a member's mental state. The Church of Scientology claims that device allows auditors to see a thought and can uncover hidden crimes. However, there is a disclaimer found in every e-meter book and on the device itself that says, quote, by itself, this meter does nothing. Church
I
of
believe
Scientology.
the first e-meters were soup cans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were. Yeah, they were.
Campbell soup. I mean, they didn't cheap out.
Well, no, you can't. The
Double
chicken noodle
weaved.
will stare into your soul and see everything you've ever done.
Good stuff, good stuff. Tom Cruise is besties with Dave Miscavige, who is notorious for doling out physical beatings to members.
What'd they do wrong?
I don't know if they actually have done things wrong.
Maybe some of their alien spirits didn't come out of the volcano quick enough.
See, the good thing is he
How
can
the
always
chupacabra
rewrite the
cookies
rules. So whatever they did was wrong. So Leah Remini alleges that Tom Cruise not only knows about the abuse in the Church of Scientology, but he has personally administered punishment on at least one high-ranking member. She said he is very aware of the abuses that go on in Scientology. He's been part of it. Cruise's 2 children, adopted with Nicole Kidman, were indoctrinated by the Church of Scientology to hate their mother. Cruise is said to have banned Kidman from their son Connor's wedding because she is considered a suppressive person, which is, i.e., somebody who's not in the church.
Also, she would eat all the shrimp cocktail at the
Which is
buffet.
But not the shrimp paste, because nobody eats that.
I love shrimp paste.
What?
I love shrimp. Well, you got to cook with it. You don't just eat it.
I think she uses Vegemite. She is an Aussie, after all.
God, it's
That could be.
them.
And then lastly, Cruise chooses not to see his daughter Suri because she is not a Scientologist. And so, as such, also is considered a suppressive person by the Church of Scientology.
Suppressive 3-year-old.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, she's got to
So-
be much older.
No, I mean, but back
At the
then,
time, yeah.
Why am I not recalling Suri's mother's name?
Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes.
Fascinating. So, side note, on a spooky movie, it's the remake of the 1970s movie where the 3 little monsters are living in the fireplace. And they're going after Sally. Sally, free,
Oh, yeah, what's
free.
that called? It's
Don't
not
be afraid of
Doll.
the dark.
Don't be afraid of the dark.
They made a remake of it in the 2010s, and Katie Holmes, it was like kind of her comeback. She hadn't been in a movie in a while, and she was in this August-released horror movie, and the whole thing, this had to have been either A, why she took the role, or she had something to do with it, but the whole movie, these monsters are revolving around her daughter, and the whole movie's about her trying to protect her daughter and not letting the monsters
3 of them.
get to the daughter.
Tom, David, and who do we think the third one is?
Elron?
Oh yeah,
He died a while ago. Elron
yeah,
Hubbard, right?
But yeah, no, but did he?
Oh, sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He's coming back too.
He's
They're
still on
all-
that yacht.
They're all coming back.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a pretty good remake of that movie, although the original is amazing. But it's fascinating because the whole movie's about her saving her daughter. And at the end, she gives up her life. The monsters, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
In the original, that's what happens. But the original isn't about her saving her daughter. This one is. Anyway, please tell us more.
Well, I have lots of things that I could say about Tom and the Church of Scientology, but
You're holding back now, aren't you?
well, I do have some other things that I could say, but
There's also
choose
somebody looking
to-
through the window over there.
Yeah.
Holding
I'm-
2 soup
I
cans.
never know who's watching, so I think I'll stop there. I have a few more of those little things to add. Number 1, he is an exceedingly irritating person. Just my humble opinion.
There's a lot of people.
You guys feel free to love him. 2, Church of Scientology, Well, as I said right here, and I'll just read it right off the page, is a slimy cult. And he is near the top of the food chain in it. And number 3, he has directly and indirectly been a part of ruining many hundreds, perhaps thousands, millions of lives in the Church of Scientology. Tom Cruise, the worstest, sexiest man alive.
Of course, none of us are actually clapping. If it's funny, last podcast on the left, they do a lot of Scientology stuff, and they say like there's a lot of Scientologists to go after them online and this and that. Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Wow.
this was fun. We'll never have another episode again, and there we go. We're fucked.
To your point, though, John, we should be clear that we were clapping about the presentation, not the material itself.
I just had a bug on my thigh and was trying to wave it off.
Scott, your argument better be good. We can't afford to have him win.
Well, I'm sure going to try.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's Scott with Keanu Reeves. I'm fascinated to see what this evidence of this saintly and gorgeous fellow, what makes him the worstest, sexiest man alive. This is the one, I'm not going to lie to you, this is the one I'm the most intrigued by.
What could it be?
Well, let me just say, gentlemen, it's so nice to be recording with you again. As I was prepping for this episode, I really felt the need to pivot.
Pivot!
Yeah, we've already chatted about the fact that we had attempted to record this some time ago, and but I felt the need to pivot. You might ask me why that was.
Why is
was
that,
that?
Scott?
Well, you see, I had been prepared to present on Mr. Mel Gibson, but in looking over my notes and the
I'll tell you,
research,
the
Who has
Beaver
this?
was amazing.
forgot about that.
Who hasn't seen
Jodie
this?
Foster, right?
Jodie Foster
Hand
directed
puppet?
Hand Puppet Beaver. It changed my life.
Wow.
Yes.
I missed that one.
The Beaver wishes he did too.
2010s, maybe?
Something. It
somewhere
was
in there?
his first film after, like, being in. He came out of the crypt much like Jesus, and he had a beaver on his hand, just like Jesus.
Nobody knows how it got there.
They leave that out all the time.
Does
in the
anybody need a
story.
beer open?
Might have been the beaver that rolled the stone out of the way.
They are very industrious.
Very
Anyway,
much so.
please. I'm intrigued with this. Please.
So I was just going over my notes and the research I'd prepared, and I just had to consider maybe I wasn't so much in the mood, to chat about parental passing down of racist attitudes, substance abuse, megalomania. I just wasn't feeling it. I decided to turn the page on all of those unpleasantries. Perhaps that makes me fickle. Changing my loyalties, changing my interests or actions on a whim. That's going to come up. Because that plays perfectly into my presentation today. I believe there is a much more worthy candidate for worstest, sexiest man alive, and that man is none other than Keanu Reeves. Yes, Mr. Keanu. People's Magazine choice for 1994. But know this, kind audience, the story is by no means straightforward or sensible. So Keanu's career started back in the early 80s, 1984. I suppose the public first took notice of his performance back in 1986, River's Edge. But his career really took off with the release of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and that was in 1989. 1991, big year for him. Point Break.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies.
My Own Private Idaho.
Great.
And the follow-up, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. So he was really out there in a big way in the early 90s. Followed not too far behind by Speed in 94. So as I mentioned, this esteemed designation of Sexiest Man Alive, it had only started in 1985. After Mel, we had People Magazine celebrating the extreme sexual magnetism of Mark Harmon. You guys remember Harry Hamlin?
Sure. Harry Hamlin, L.A. Law.
Clash of
the Titans. He was Perseus. He was a good
also
looking.
in like one of the first films with gay.
Making Love.
Yes.
Quite a scandal. I think he did that right after Clash of the
Yeah.
Titans.
He was a good looking guy.
definitely was.
Very.
Those pouty lips of his.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
JFK Jr. of Seinfeld fame, of course.
Right.
Oh,
How
you
else
don't
would we
remember?
know?
He was sexiest man alive?
Yes, he was.
Oh, I thought you meant Harry Hamlin played
No,
JFK
no,
Jr.
I
in
apologize.
Seinfeld.
So-
I was like, wait, what happened?
That's a great
That-
episode.
that's quite a pivot. No, he was nominated, designated. Sexiest
Now I-
Man
yes,
alive.
yes.
And I just thought, well, what was the thing that made him most famous? I thought the Seinfeld masturbation episode. That was kind of a funny reference to make.
That is very true.
Keep up, Dorsick.
Nah. I believe he also dated Ann Coulter.
No,
I believe so, yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Wow. She's been quiet recently. Haven't seen a lot of her out there.
I read she was in transit in an old steamer ship traveling across the oceans
In a trunk.
under some dirt right now, I think.
I'm waiting to get back to 1912.
You know, there were other people like Sean Connery, Patrick Swayze, a few others. But along comes, I got to get to it, along comes 1994. Now, I suppose if you look back at any calendar year, it would yield a whole bunch of sort of odd occurrences, both good and bad. But I got to tell you, 94, that was a strange one. 94 gave us, let me tell you how it started off. It started off with the death of veteran American actor Cesar Romero. He died on January 1st.
Okay.
No reaction.
I mean,
Well, Batman celebrated.
5 days later, Nancy Kerrigan was attacked.
Oh my God.
Slammed on her shin with a baton.
Remember that.
Keanu Reeves did that? Jesus, he's a monster. You're right, Scott.
Killed
We can
Cesar
stop right
Romero.
I
now.
feel like I'm losing my audience. We're building up to some strange occurrences in
Okay.
1994.
All right.
We lost Kurt Cobain in April of that year. Then something crazy occurred at the offices of People magazine in 94.
Cesar Romero's corpse reanimated and started biting people.
No, something even weirder.
Wow.
They did not select a sexiest man alive
wow.
in 94.
Oh my goodness.
They did not.
Wait.
Wonder what
Well,
happened.
go ahead.
No, so what's happening?
I'll tell you what's happening.
The fuck?
The world is turned on its head.
Up is down, down is up.
They didn't get around to it until 2015. 2015. That's right. They made their choice a full 21 years later.
For those of you at home who can't see us, we all have very perplexed looks on our faces because I don't know what the hell's happening right now.
And my concern is this. This selection of Keanu Reeves is an evil, or was, I should say, an evil attempt to twist our lived reality for over 2 decades. There'll be more of this at the end. Okay? In 2015, People magazine, they released a video to explain this anomaly.
think-
I'm going to read from the transcript from managing editor, okay, the editorial director, Jess Cagle, okay? He appeared in a video, all right? And I need to point this out before I start reading this transcript, that behind him were positioned wax statues of Johnny Depp, Denzel Washington, Brad Pitt, and Harrison Ford. Okay? So here we go. He says, "Hi, I'm Jess Cagle, the editorial director of People. I'm here at Madame Tussauds in New York with the waxed doppelgangers of some of our former most sexiest men alive. Well, here's a fun fact. In 1994, People did not pick a sexiest man alive. But just because we didn't pick one doesn't mean there weren't plenty to choose from. Here's who the frontrunners would have been 21 years ago." He continues, "The box office hit 4 Weddings and a Funeral made Hugh Grant a huge star and proved accents plus awkwardness equals sexy." Anyone know what branch of math that is? Jim Carrey was also on a hot streak with The Mask, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and Dumb and Dumber, proving that funny is sexy even when you have a chipped tooth and a bowl cut. Now we get to Mr. Reeves. After Bill and Ted, Keanu Reeves got a buzz cut, got ripped, and won Sandra Bullock's heart and hours in Speed. Now, something tells me these guys are not going to weigh in. He motions to the wax statues behind him.
Oh, clever.
So this is Jess, I'm going to pick Mr. 1994. May I remind you, it's 2015 at this point, myself. And I think it should be, drum roll please, Keanu Reeves. Mostly because he was super sexy in Speed, but also because he helped make Sandra Bullock a star.
What?
And we're all grateful for that.
But also, Sandra Bullock did her job on her own. She didn't need Keanu Reeves to do that.
I told you it was a crazy year, 1994. Let me finish. I got one more line
Hit us.
from this video. So, congratulations to 1994's long overdue Sexiest Man Alive. And now, Keanu, your life is complete. You were talking earlier about how do they go about the selection process.
John Dorsick.
That's right. I'm very good. Mr. Dorsick.
Yes. What did I do?
You mentioned earlier questioning the selection process in all of this. I found an article from the online magazine Mental Floss. They had reported on this, and they stated the following. Various media outlets have tried probing People's editors over the years to see if they can uncover how the sexiest man alive is chosen. Rarely do they get anywhere. People typically assess as pop culture for someone they feel, listen for the air quotes, people, they feel is experiencing their time in the sun and goes with their collective editorial gut. They've also been known to contact some female celebrities for their picks, as well as discuss potential candidates with focus groups. So, it's all real scientific-like. I want to be clear.
It's whoever agent sends them the most amount of money.
I guess.
My hot tub's only half filled with champagne.
John, I feel like you went into my my binder here early because
Well, great minds think alike, Scott.
you're right. By all accounts, Mr. Reeves, Keanu, he's a lovely human being. There are many reports of folks sharing how kind and down-to-earth he is. His sister had cancer. He took time off from acting to care for her, raised lots of money, and actually started his own private cancer foundation, as well as set up children's hospitals that provide for cancer research. Not much to not like there. For the 12-person stunt team on The Matrix Reloaded, which I think might have been the second one, he purchased all of the stunt team members Harley-Davidson motorcycles for each of them, saying that the gifts, I just wanted to give a bigger thank you to all the guys that helped me make this. Amazing. One of my favorite anecdotes, August of 22, Keanu went to some fan's wedding ceremony.
Was he there just to keep Nicole Kidman away from the shrimp?
And shrimp paste.
She's terrible.
Aziz Ansari, he's directing a film that's going to be coming out. He directed and starred with Reeves in something called Good Fortune. He joked, he's actually an angel, he said about Keanu. He's pretending to be human for all of these other roles. So, personally, I find kindness rather sexy, personality sexy too, and there is no doubt that Keanu has heaps of it. And that's before you get into the guy's good looks. This prick gets better looking with age. 61 looks fabulous.
I find his beard a bit overgrown.
Yeah.
I think you should trim the top.
Yes,
I prefer
it's a
sans
little
beard.
brambly there, but he makes it work for him. Just to wrap this up, there were many years that Keanu could have been the chosen one.
Or Sexiest Man Alive.
But he wasn't really, was he? Nope. This nomination, this selection, this recognition, this abomination feels like an unseemly manipulation of an unscientific process. This selection is revisionist history. It's preposterous. Or as the kids today might say, chicanery, skullduggery even.
Oh, they do say that, don't they?
They do, all the time.
I thought you were going to say skibbity. That's what I
No,
thought.
because I can't. I have a little something for you all.
see that, Scott.
Okay? To further make my case.
Oh.
All right?
if I may, Scott handed us pictures of, well, how's this, of Keanu Reeves in 94 and in 2015 with hysterical words underneath it. Go onto the website when the website's up, and we will have those up there, and you can see what Scott has given to us.
So I'm
Do I
going
get
to
one?
end by quoting Morpheus. That's right, Morpheus from the Matrix. He said, "What is real?" He also said, "All I'm offering you is the truth." Now look at that picture. You have a photo there of Mr. Reeves in 1994. You know, he much more handsome than I am, for sure. But I don't know.
Very young.
And then from 2015, looking very debonair, very smoldering. This man did not earn that 94 distinction. He didn't earn it also in 95, 96, 97. Should I continue? No, I won't. This was nothing but editorial, I-dotting and T-crossing. That is real. That is the truth. Please vote for Scott Bradshaw in this round in 2025. Brought to you by the people for Scott Bradshaw. Worstest Super PAC 2025.
The only super PAC I support.
Bravo.
Excellent.
A terrible
Beautiful done.
choice, Scott, if ever there was one.
Well, Pete and Scott are done. It is time for Tim and I
Okay.
to figure out who's the worst
Yeah.
of those two. The worstest.
So here's the thing. I enjoy both Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves as actors. I've seen many of their movies. I've enjoyed most of them. I think Tom Cruise, like you said before, is an interesting guy, and he veers from being a totally cool dude to just completely off the wall. Always like Keanu Reeves. It sounds like he's a fantastic guy. I'm not going to get too hung up on the retro pick for him. He's older. He has a different look than he did in 1994. He was a very young man. Just can't vote for Keanu Reeves as the worst choice. You know, I'm okay with that. They want to fill in the gaps in 94. It's odd, but whatever. But Tom Cruise, here's my argument.
Hit me.
There are a lot of things you could say are sexy. Weird is just not sexy. It's just not.
So to be very quick about this,
Yeah.
I like the revisionist history, or I like the idea that the worstest, sexiest man alive is here because of revisionist history. It's kind of what we're seeing in our world today, and I bristle at that.
Right.
I do.
It ain't good.
I do have to say, I'm going out on a limb. I don't like either actor.
Okay.
I think Tom Cruise made one good movie.
Which one?
I can't remember.
I was going to say that one.
No, what's that?
I said I was going to say that one.
Magnolia. I think Magnolia.
Okay.
Oh, that was very good.
Yeah, I think Magnolia is a good movie. I think everything else is, he's reaching for, the rafters. I don't think there's any humanity in it. For some weird reason, Magnolia is very, very good. I love Keanu Reeves as anyone with a right mind does, but I don't think the guy's ever been in a good movie. I don't think he's ever acted. I mean, Point Break, it's fun.
It's fun.
It's like,
Yeah.
but there's no great acting there.
Yeah,
And
it's
once
not
again, Tom
cinema.
Cruise has one great film
Right.
that he was in. In saying that, I like the idea that the revisionist history is bad, but it's not so much Keanu Reeves being the worst sexiest man alive, because that fucker could be sexiest man alive throughout any year, and they made him sexiest man alive for 1994 in 2015, where he was undoubtedly the sexiest. So, I've kind of talked myself out of how I originally was thinking, and Tim, I will go with you on that.
Okay.
That the sexiest man alive, or the worst, I'm sorry,
Right.
worst sexiest man alive, is in fact Tom Cruise.
All right.
Because, as Pete said in his summation, there's nothing sexy about being weird and destructive to thousands of people's lives.
Sure. Okay.
So, I'm going with you, Tom Cruise.
All right.
Tom Cruise,
Tom
sexiest man
Cruise
alive.
it is.
Although, once again, like Scott's All Colors and the information that he gave in All Colors, the most informative of the four, this was a presentation. It was amazing. It was
Scott's
amazing.
the driver.
And it was great. Yeah.
I have to congratulate my opponent.
Well done. That was a
Mr. Pete,
fantastic,
wonderful job.
fantastic
Wonderful
job.
He's
a prick.
He's a bad
He
guy.
ain't good, and maybe because part of the Tom Cruise thing is that he is an interesting and adept and fantastically able person, and maybe that makes it even sadder that he had to turn to.
I was hoping you were going to say why they didn't have a Sexiest Man in 1994. And like what happened?
The best I could tell is they just got fucking lazy. The 3 people that they reference were actually up for consideration.
That's odd.
And I don't know, they got distracted.
Cocaine.
Probably because they were thinking about what couple they're going to put on the
Yeah,
crew.
that's strange. That is
That
strange.
is very weird. All right, then. So we have between Pete and Scott's battle royale. Pete has walking out of the ring.
Emerged victorious.
A belt hanging over his head, but he ain't done yet. So we're going to break for a little bit more music. I can't wait. It's so soothing. It's so beautiful. It's so good. We're back.
Welcome back.
And here we go. The final battle royale between myself, holding David Schwimmer aloft over my head like the bone that the monkey's holding in 2001: A Space Odyssey. It is me against Pete. It is David Schwimmer against Tom Cruise. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
All right, I'll go first. I have a little bit more weirdness for the weirdo known as Tom Cruise, a.k.a. the worstest, sexiest man alive. So Tom Cruise criticized Brooke Shields, who came forward about having postpartum depression in her book Came Down the Rain.
Oh, I remember that.
Calling her irresponsible, in quotes, for saying antidepressants helped her get through it. I care, again in quotes, I care about Brooke Shields because I think she's an incredibly talented woman. But look at where her career has gone, Cruise said on Access Hollywood. Instead, he claimed vitamins and exercise is a better option for women. Shields responded by saying, quote, Tom should stick to saving the world from aliens and let women who are experiencing postpartum depression decide what treatment options are best for them. End quote.
Well said. Stay in your lane, Tom. Stay in your lane.
That's the most eloquent middle finger I've ever heard.
Fantastic.
And there you have it. Once again, irritating, slimy cult, ruining lives. Tom Cruise.
Don't forget misogynist.
Misogynist.
And leaving his children.
Leaving children, a little bit of that.
Deadbeat dad.
A little bit of that.
Deadbeat dad.
And that's all I have to say. Tom
All
Cruise.
right. There's also...
The Outsiders?
The Outsiders.
Yeah,
The
he's in that.
Outsiders.
He has a small role in The Outsiders.
Yeah. Well, I forget who it is. One of the other guys, they shared a room, hotel room with him, and he walked in, he saw that he was there. It was either Rob Lowe or one of the other guy who's big. He walks in, he sees someone else is in his room, and he starts screaming at the producers, I want my own room. Do you know who I am? And they're like, get him a fucking room. It's another $90. But he was that guy back then.
Oh, wow.
He always had that aura to me. Of that guy.
Yeah.
Was that film after Risky Business?
No, it was before Risky Business. He wasn't
a star.
anything.
No,
Yeah.
he did, I think, All the Right Moves and Taps, which is a really good movie.
It's great. He still
good in
had his
Taps.
fucked up teeth.
Yeah.
Remember when he was young? He had some gnarly West Virginia teeth.
Yeah, Taps is a good film. Sean Penn, Timothy Hutton.
Great. But Timothy Hutton was amazing
Great.
in that.
George C. Scott, that's a good film.
Yeah,
and
it's really
Tom,
good.
Tom Cruise was a total unknown when he did that movie.
Yeah.
And then by The Outsiders, he still wasn't Tom Cruise as we know him today.
But he also played Tom Cruise in Taps.
Yeah.
His character is very monomaniacal and very sticking to the rules.
Right.
And
He's over the top.
yeah.
Yeah. He's
Crazy.
intense.
All right. Well, Pete has made his excellent.
A lot of words I had to say to get Tom's point across.
A heap.
Well, not as many as he's used.
So what do you got, John?
What do I got, Scott?
2 words.
2 words. David Schwimmer. I'm not even going to what's the word? I'm not even gonna put a pad down to make things safe when I fall or when he falls. I'm not adding all of my little asterisk apologies at this point. It's the second round. It's the last round.
Scott?
No apologies, just 2 words. Again, David Schwimmer.
Scott, what do you think?
So John's very well researched and voluminous data that he presented to us does make a compelling case.
It's like having the greatest cut of meat. It's like having a filet mignon. Well, maybe not a filet mignon. It's like having a porterhouse steak. You don't have to add any accoutrement on it. You don't need jellies and cheese whiz and all the other stuff you put on steaks. All you need is a porterhouse.
Okay.
David Schwimmer.
And your filet mignon is where you have your cheese whiz.
So you might have detected where I was going, Tim, which is, Schwimmer seems like an odd selection for Sexiest Man Alive. But when you are confronted with the mountains of information about what makes cruise, it's very compelling.
Yeah, I think, if you looked at Tom Cruise in the 80s before he had all this baggage.
All right, make a decision, you sons of bitches.
All right, look, I've always found David Schwimmer, I guess I always see him as Ross from Friends. He's kind of whiny. He's
the nebbish of the group.
Yeah, it's kind of a ridiculous pick. Although, technically he was never the sexiest man alive. It was some Playgirl list of top 15. But Tom Cruise...
Maybe it was a runner-up. Who even knows?
Yeah, there's so much baggage now with Tom Cruise. I think I got to go with Tom Cruise on this.
I agree. This might have been the quickest final decision this podcast has ever come to, up to this point.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I think we have it.
All right, I think we have
Mr. Pete.
Tom Cruise.
Can I have the belt, please?
The Worstest.
Hold it aloft, my friend. Hold it aloft.
Oh, Tom, I'm forever indebted to you.
Hey, World of Worlds. It's a good movie with Tom Cruise. He's
I
good in
agree.
that.
That's another good
He's
one.
good in that.
So, well, anyway, there we go. Everybody can now sleep soundly, even David Schwimmer, for who is the worstest, sexiest man alive. And it is Pete's pick, Tom Cruise. Well
All
done.
right.
Well done.
Tom,
That's a boo for Tom, not Pete.
All right. Tom, you're still welcome to my basement.
That's
anytime.
right.
Yeah, no,
David
I like
Schwimmer
to...
can't even win the worstest.
He can't even win
sexiest man
worstest.
alive.
Sexiest man alive.
Next time we present, you'll have to bring that up.
That's true. I'm also very excited for when Tom Cruise does show up, and he probably will, and within an hour we all walk out of here with Scientology fucking soup cans in our hands, spending $5,000 to find out what kind of thetan was our fucking uncle.
I got beef consomme.
So, really quickly, thank you so much for listening. But let's go around what we like to do at the end of each episode. What is your bestest? What's the bestest thing that happened to you this week that you'd like to share with the lovely folks in cars, at home, on the bus, in the subway, out in a cornfield, just thinking about how good their life is now that they have Worstest?
On their biplane.
Upside down, hanging
That's
by their
right.
feet like Tom Cruise.
That's right.
Scott, you want to start it off?
I will. And oddly enough, the first thing that's coming to mind is something that happened to me 20 minutes before I left to come over today.
You were researching your piece for today?
I may have been, but no, I was finished at that point. It was a triumph of sorts. So my hometown is lousy with rabbits, and we are still around the breeding season. I don't know why, but they have their babies in our yard almost on an annual basis.
Nice.
Now, if we were going to argue on worstest birthing decision, my yard might be that because I have a dog. He loves people. He's not a big fan of other animals or interlopers. He's so anyway. He if there is a warren in my yard, we have to physically keep him away from it. And we've been going through these crazy procedures of laying a shovel over the warren and putting a bucket around, all this nasty stuff. Anyway, took care of all of that, letting him do his business before I came over here. And all of a sudden, I see him sniffing behind a fence post in my yard. And out pops this little fuzzy baby bunny.
Oh, no.
Yeah, might as well have had, like, dinner written on it.
Eat me.
So I yell at the dog as he lunges for it. He freezes, and I grab him by the collar, and the bunny gets away. So while I was never really mad at Homer, that's my dog, and I'm sorry I scared him, I was pleased that I didn't have to witness a slaughter.
He would have looked like Warren from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Perhaps. So a little odd, but it popped into my mind. So
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah,
no
very
slaughter,
nice.
no
Nice,
slaughter.
nice.
Mother Nature should be thanking me today.
Well, your Uncle Scott to Mother Nature is inviting you over to watch the kids. Your uncle's going to watch you kids. I'm going out for a little while. Pete, what do you got?
Well, the thing that pops into my mind is this week we had friends at our church who left a number of years ago and moved out to the West Coast, and they came back in for the week, and we got to play some music together, and it was good to be together with some old friends and have a good time. And that's it for me.
Where'd they come back from?
They live in Washington State.
Wow, that's a bit of a trip.
It's a bit of a trip. And they came here in their camper, and they camped out in somewhere on the beach.
I thought you were going to say in your backyard.
Yeah, right.
It's been 3 years.
Yeah. So
Very nice.
good times.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Lovely. Tim, what do you got?
Yesterday was my birthday, and
Oh my gosh!
yeah, and it
Oh,
was,
because you're not on the Facebook, so I
Right.
don't know it. Oh, holy shit. Happy
not.
birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tim P.
Thank you. I had a nice birthday lunch with my wife. My youngest son, my oldest daughter couldn't make it, and my other 2 kids are in college. And my parents were there as well. We went to a great Italian restaurant in Huntington, so we had a really nice time. It was a nice birthday.
Awesome.
Dude, happiest birthday.
thank you.
Man.
Happy
I feel
birthday, man.
terrible.
That's okay. I'm not the kind of guy to tell the room that it's my birthday.
Well, obviously, because we don't know.
Well, yes, yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, it was a good day.
Wait
It
a
was
minute,
good
you
day.
did just tell the room.
The day after that. The day after.
This was yesterday. Well, that was
Yesterday. My birthday was yesterday. Yeah,
All
exactly.
right. Well,
So-
everybody at home, send him cards.
Oh, yes.
Mine is I started a new semester of teaching improv yesterday, and I've got 2 classes, a beginner intermediate and an advanced, and the classes are amazing. Like, it's 24 people, everybody in it. There's just such a good feel. One of the students said, wait, it's over already? And one of the others is an advanced student who's taken a bunch of classes. And the one said, it's over already? And the other's like, yeah, this went so fast. And they're like, I just have to say, this is a great bunch of people, and it really is. So that'll be for the next 8 weeks. I'm very excited. Very excited to be teaching these folks. They're very,
Congrats.
very cool. Yeah, it's going to be a really
Right.
good one.
Sounds good.
I feel.
Sounds
I
awesome.
hope. Anyway, so that's
Dear people, check back in with us in 8 weeks.
or next week. Well, I can't believe it. No, it's going to be awesome. They're great people. So that's kind of it, I think. So we have taken the difficult task, a task that even People magazine in 1994 couldn't do.
That's right.
My God.
Or refuse to do.
Refused to do. They were high in
Too
cocaine.
effing lazy.
But
Fill
once
in there.
again, demonstrating the power of the Worstest podcast. We can do things others cannot.
We went back in time and we undid the damage done.
That's
By the
right.
coke-addled, champagne golden hot tub sitting people who worked at People.
100%.
Well, it's nice to dust that off. Maybe we can go back in time and do something else. We'll see. Maybe next week. Anyway, once again, our worstest sexiest man alive, Mr. Tom Cruise. We'd love to have him on the podcast if he'd like to come by. Just make sure you bring 4 sets of soup cans. Once again, if you enjoyed yourself, and of course you did, a dumb thing to say, but I say it almost every week, please like, follow, subscribe. You hear people say it all the time, but like, follow, and subscribe.
5-star ratings. We love them.
And please give us 5-star ratings. Actually, a bunch of people already have on Spotify, which is really cool. So we've got a bunch of 5-star ratings. So the things that you can do to help us, if you enjoy us and you want to hear some more, tell people about us. Send a link to people if you want to be really forward. If you're driving in the car or whatever, turn it on while they're on there so people can hear it and say, what is this? This is the most wonderful thing I've ever heard. This is even better than when that dog was kept away from a warren of bunnies. Good word for warren, by the way. Share us with the people that you know. Like, what do we say? Like something and subscribe? No, I can't remember. I don't know. Like, share, subscribe. That's it. And that's it for now. We'll be,
and love us too. Love us.
And just love us. Throw it into the universe that you love us. Please. As we mentioned at the height of the podcast at the very beginning, we're lonely. We had spent an average of 32.7 years not having the touch of another. It's been a difficult group of years, but we feel better now. I know I do. I think I can speak for the rest of them. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Once again, this is absolutely wonderful. A great episode. Maybe not for Mr. Schwimmer or Tom Cruise, but for us and you. Good night, everybody, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
See ya.
See you.
Bye,
See y'all.
everyone.